What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? All right, back for another session of Dot Connect Wednesdays. This is episode 11. You know what I mean? Sorry we haven't been here. We kind of left y'all hanging for the last 2 weeks, but we just building out the university, getting some things together, getting some things right. We're bringing in a lot of new blood, as I previously stated. There's a lot of new members that came from Radical's mentorship as well as Dub's mentorship. So everybody that's coming in new to the family, welcome to the Skyton family. If this is your first Dot Connect Wednesdays, glad to have you. Super glad to have you. So we got a couple OGs and we got some new people in the building. So love y'all. Greatly appreciate y'all for being in the building. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the White House crypto framework. We're going to be talking about what's called the Great Exodus, right? This is when all the CEOs have just been resigning, right? Resigning in quotes. And then we have the SEC lawsuit versus Bellina. You guys may not know who this is, but there's people that's been here in the space for a couple of years that knows that Bellina was an influencer. He was an investor and he invested into ICOs. And just for the most part, the SEC filed a lawsuit against him. So we're gonna tap into all these things. All right. So greatly appreciate y'all for being here. Let me make sure I can share my screen for y'all. Oh, and we're going to talk about, forgive me for the dead silence. There's California just deemed 11 cryptocurrency firms as Ponzi's. So this is very, very, very important. And we're going to tap into this because I need you guys to understand everything that we've been saying is all coming to fruition. It's all manifesting right now in front of your faces. So anybody who's not really been paying attention, or if you're new here and this is just new information to you, you know what I mean? We're going to kind of validate what we've been saying. All right. Can everybody see the screen? Somebody unmute for me and let me know y'all can see this.
You good, bro?
Yeah, you good.
I bet. So first things first, and I'm gonna have to toggle back and forth. I don't have my screens connected today, so it's just straight laptop work. So y'all bear with me as I toggle back and forth between the chat and all that. Eli, man, the chat for me. You know what I mean, if you can. My guys are. All right, so matter of fact, what we'll do is we'll jump straight into this. First things first, we're going to talk about California regulator targeting 11 crypto firms. So this article came out on the 27th, and there was 11 firms that they deemed as operating Ponzi schemes. We know in cryptocurrency, there is not regulations that exist currently. There are building frameworks, as we will later discuss, but they're basically building out a framework for everybody to kind of agree to, adhere to, and then be able to implement and execute. So at the moment, we do not have official regulations, right, for all of these companies to operate off. So it's kind of based off the good faith system. Everybody is supposed to, in essence, protect the people, protect the investors, and let this be a free-flowing market where everybody can get on, everybody can get into and invest and know that they're secured. But we know from just reality, this hasn't been happening, right? There's a lot of bad actors that have been out here. And for the most part, the sheep are getting consumed by the wolves. So a lot of these cryptocurrency exchanges, when they go under or when they halt transactions or trading, it's all just because they don't have any liquidity. And what they're doing is they're manipulating the market, manipulating their exchanges, and they're using the retail investor, which is you and me, right? They're using us as exit liquidity. So I need you guys to beware. We say this 100 million times. Y'all probably tired of hearing this from us, but we got to drive this point home. Steve will probably be like, listen, I said it enough. I'm not saying it again. But me, I'm going to say it again. Not your keys, not your cheese. Keep your crypto off these damn exchanges or you will be fooled. These guys, they don't care who you are. They don't care if that's your last. They don't care if that's your rent money. They don't care about none of that. There's money in these markets. You are not in proper possession of your cryptocurrency. You are not self-custodying. And whatever happens on that exchange, it is going to affect you. And they do not care that it's going to affect you. When you sign up for all of these exchanges, if you're not reading the fine print, kind of understanding what's going on this particular exchange and what they're doing as a whole, you leave yourself prone to being fooled, right? You will become exit liquidity, right? So right now, we always say this thing with us, me and Steve, we say this things like, yo, we're not doing steak right now, right? We all vegan over here. So do not use any of these platforms that's staking, none of that, right? So I want to show you guys, these are some of the 11, and anybody who's been with us for a while, you kind of understand what's going on, what I'm going to get to, right? So here are the 11. I don't really need to individually name all of these, but there's one that immediately stuck out to me, right? Purported DeFi platform. DeFi, for those who do not know, means decentralized finance. This particular meta yielders, this is a site where people were engaged in arbitrage. So in the past, and again, do not enter anything that we have not given you the green light, right? We're telling you this for a reason, not to control your investments in this space. We're telling you because we're trying to protect you. Right now, nothing is safe. Nothing is exempt. All of the exchanges that we suggest that you use, nothing is safe. Your best course of action right now is just dollar cost averaging into spot calls and spot plays, getting whatever coins you need to get, right? And immediately moving them from these cryptocurrency exchanges directly onto cold storage wallets. That's it, right? Do not stake, no DeFi platforms. We're not using them right now at all, right? Do not play yourself, because right now there are a lot of exchanges that are secretly insolvent, right? Or functionally insolvent, which means they don't have the liquidity to continue to offer the same yields that they've previously said to the masses, right? The reason being is because what people don't understand is a lot of these exchanges, they're investing in crypto coins as well, right? So there's somebody from each one of these platforms that may be investing in something. Let's say it's just Bitcoin because it swings the highest. So you may be able to catch a play on Bitcoin. They might have bought in at 12,000, 15,000, whatever the case is. And they manipulate the market. They know Bitcoin and Ethereum are the movers, right? This is the ones that get the most volume, excuse me. And as the price goes up, they're able to kind of liquidate, secure some of their profits. Once it goes back down, they buy in again and they repeat the cycle. But you know, over the past couple months, we knew crypto winter was coming, right? Also, we told you guys that 99% of cryptos are going to die. So you have to understand, when we tell you these things, you have to understand how the market is going to move and how it's going to affect the prices of these coins. If 99% are going to die, that automatically creates fear, right? And out of fear, people do what? They sell, right? So the people who do sell, you lose whatever your buy-in amount was. If you were in the red when you sold off and you just tried to secure whatever you could, you accepted that loss, right? So in crypto, you know, you do not lose until you actually sell. But long story short, overall, right, as the market a whole, if we say 99% are going to die, right? And this is broadly accepted around cryptocurrency, right? This is not something new. This is just something we've stood on and we've seen this for years to come. It creates fear, but also there's certain months and certain times in cryptocurrency where the market is going to be extremely red. October is one of those times. It is September 28th, right? So understand what's to come. Red October. Red October means all markets are going to face extreme downtrends, right? So we're talking the stock market, we're talking cryptocurrency, and that's mostly what we focus on, right? Cryptocurrency. But understand there's other markets that are going to collapse as well. And the stock market is showing you what's to come, right? So there's a double-edged sword to that. It's a good and a bad. I'm not going to really get into it, but just understand Red October is nasty work. So this is when you guys need to have capital on the sidelines waiting, because when we normally have Red Octobers, the price of everything drops. right? You know, everything is typically paired to Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin has the highest market dominance. So when Bitcoin drops, the entire market drops. There's going to be a couple coins that will decouple from that trend, but overall, anytime Bitcoin drops, everything else drops with it, right? So I say all that to say, Metafy Yielders, this was one of the platforms that we used. And what we did was we used this for arbitrage. Arbitrage is when you buy low and you sell high. The difference between the price that you purchased at and the price that you sold at, right? There's a profit. There's a difference in those two amounts. The profit gets secured, and that is arbitrage, right? So we found a method in a couple platforms that we were utilizing to give you a good return on your investment. And we did this through bots, right? Through bot trading. We automated the process, and the people who were making a lot of money through arbitrage until it stopped working, right? One of the platforms that we were using was COTPS, Metafy Yielders, and a couple others. They all had the same thing. So if you look here, this is it, COTP. This is the second one, Metafy Yielders, right? So we were utilizing these platforms to make money, and all of a sudden, COTP just stopped working. So imagine you're looking at your account, it's consistently growing, right? Every 2 hours, the bot was automated and it was making the money for us. Hand over fist, it was coming. Boom, boom, boom. So depending on what you invested, you were able to see a significant return in a very short amount of time, right? And you can do arbitrage manually, but when you automate a process through a bot, it does the work for you, right? So long story short, people were making money hand over fist, and then it just completely stopped working. This is why we tell you guys right now, do not use any of these platforms that are decentralized and that you can trade on, because you do not know what's going to happen. This is why we say secure anything that you buy and custody it. Move it immediately off, put it on your cold storage wallet, whether it be your Ledger, your Decent wallet, whatever it is that you choose to have, right? Buy it, move it. That's it. So these are the 11 companies that we just wanted to show you guys so you understand this is not just happening here and there, right? But California, one of their regulators just deemed that all 11 of these platforms right here were Ponzi schemes. And to a certain extent, I mean, I can agree just from personal experience, especially with COTPS. But I want you guys to know going forward, do not let this leave your mind. There's a thing called automated market makers. And I want you guys to start doing your research and digging on this, right? And this is the little high level talk. So I'm gonna kind of keep it surface level, but automated market makers are going to be incredible, and they are going to be utilized on the Ripple platform, right? The XRP Ledger has just implemented a new update to one of their coding systems, along with XLS 20. So that whole partnership and that pairing is going to be massive. So anybody who is using these, you kind of have a background of what arbitrage is. Now, when you factor in automated market makers and the ability to do this on a decentralized exchange and be able to move and transact with micro fees, you're going to kind of see this is literally going to be COTPS in the future, right? And it's going to be done on the XRP Ledger. Now, there's other platforms and blockchains that's going to enable this as well. But you know, my baby is XRP, right? And XRP flows freely on the XRP Ledger. So this is just a super gem for you guys who do not know. You know what I mean? Now you know. But just guys, the key takeaway from this is stay away from these, right? All of these guys right here have been deemed Ponzi's, and just as a good practice, stay away from anything staking and lending and all that type of stuff. Right now is not the time. It just isn't, right? All right. Now we want to move into the Ian Bellina SEC lawsuit. All right. For those who do not know, and I'll share these before we get off. So if I forget, someone please remind me, and I'll drop all of these links in here so that you guys can find it, or you can just do it on your own, right? Here we teach you how to fish. So I want you guys to understand who Ian Bellina was, or who he is, forgive me. So he is a young African male, right? And he became wealthy by investing in a whole bunch of ICOs. This has been public record since years and years ago, right? He was the guy when I was first learning about cryptocurrency. I would just see him pop up on my timeline in different places, right? Just different chats and different threads. Hey, Ian Bellina just made another 200,000. He just did this XYZ. It was just all over the place because he was a big name pushing cryptocurrency at the time. So he's been doing this for years. And out of nowhere, of course, we have the SEC chair, which is, in my opinion, very, very corrupt. Gary Gensler, is behind the lawsuit that has to deal with XRP as well, and Library, for those who've been following. But what the SEC is charging Ian Bellina with is he's been investing in these ICOs, and they coined this a violation of securities regulations, right? He invested in what was called a Sparkster ICO back in 2018, right? He invested 30 grand. And I'll let you guys kind of read this. Another thing behind it is he was investing in nodes, right? And they were all Ethereum based. His defense to this, I actually should have had it pulled up. I just couldn't locate it in time, but I'll drop this maybe in the beginner's chat or something like that. He basically said, listen, yes, I've been investing, right? But I have not invested over the amount that you guys are stating, which was $1 million, right? He only invested a total of 100,000. And they claim that because he was investing in Ethereum nodes, that he was in violation, which is insane because basically he's doing exactly what venture capitalists have been doing. Now, Steve edified me because I didn't know this, but I guess in order to be a venture capitalist, you have to be reported as such, right? And because he's been investing in them and he hasn't deemed himself as such or reported himself as such, this is why they're coming after him, right? So this is a fine line. But that was unbeknownst to me until Steve just kind of educated me on the situation. What came about from this, though, is major for the entire cryptocurrency space. So the SEC is claiming that he's in violation of securities violation. And they say because he was investing in nodes on the Ethereum blockchain, that it falls under the SEC's jurisdiction. The reason being is because it's here. It says ETH contributions were validated by a network of nodes on the Ethereum blockchain, which were densely clustered in the United States more than any other country, right? But again, Ian Bellina is not from the United States. So Ian Bellina's defense is, listen, most of the nodes are right there in the United States. So here's where the SEC and Gary Gensler step in again. And this is a prime example of their overreach, right? This is why people are saying that Gary Gensler and his cronies need to resign. He says, and I quote, all transactions on the Ethereum blockchain are under the SEC's scope, right? They are under their enforcement. I personally feel like not only is this a frivolous charge, right? I also feel like it is nonsense for you to say that all transactions on the Ethereum blockchain fall under your scope. But for years, since 2018, when Bill Hinman made his speech, which was allegedly his opinion and not actual law that was set into place by the SEC, but it negatively affected the entire cryptocurrency space. It closed the door on all other cryptos except for Bitcoin and, of course, Ethereum, right? This is why everybody's in an uproar about the XRP case. XRP, the SEC has been to their office multitude of times, right? They've actually sat down with them multiple times. Brad Garlinghouse and some of the CEOs and other heads of Ripple have went to the SEC and sat down and had conversations, and this was never, ever brought up. But the community as a whole, seen through what the SEC did, they see, and this is one of those things we're going to discuss in the 1% chat, right? So I'm not going to go into it too deep, but I just want y'all to understand kind of like the cut and dry version of it. These guys manipulated on purpose the sentiment for Ethereum, which is why Ethereum is what it is today, right? Without this, Ethereum was a direct competitor of XRP and Ripple, right? So because the door got closed on every other cryptocurrency except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, they were able to continue to operate, to thrive, even though it is public record that Ethereum as a whole has been nothing but ICOs since the beginning, since inception, right? So you see where the manipulation comes into play. For the rest of that story, everybody, you have to be in the 1% trilogy, right? It's deeper than the story, but that's where we're going to leave it. But I want you guys to understand when it comes to manipulation and how this is going to affect the entire cryptocurrency market. It basically said Bitcoin and Ethereum get the free pass. Everything else, you're a security. You fall under the SEC's jurisdiction. We're going to lead by enforcement. All they want is money. The SEC now has been nothing but bullies. They literally call companies into and say, hey, we want to sit down and learn more about your project or learn more about your protocol. They'll call the heads in, they'll have a meeting. Before you know it, the SEC slaps a lawsuit on somebody, right? And what happens is one or two things, right? Either they just accept that and they pay a fee, right? Some continue to operate, or they're bought into litigation and they don't have the money to survive or to fight the SEC. So they pay the fee and then they die off because they no longer have liquidity to be able to pay their developers or to continue to innovate and produce products and services for the cryptocurrency space. Only Ripple has been able to truly fight and withstand this lengthy lawsuit against the SEC. So all in all, this lawsuit against Ian Bellina is BS. The SEC is horrible, and these guys are manipulators. And what they're doing is they're essentially just overreaching in every way possible. And this is why the overall sentiment in the cryptocurrency space is for these guys to make Gary Gensler resign, right? There is so much more to this that I'm leaving out. But again, for the rest of the story, you have to be in the 1%. I think personally, the SEC is just going after any and everybody it possibly can. And it is causing waves because they know right now they're bringing a lot of these cryptocurrency exchanges, Celsius, Voyager, all of the bad parties, right? They're bringing all of these guys into court and they're suing these guys, but all they want is money. This is a money play because they know Ethereum has been horrible from the jump, but they still have failed to come in and regulate Ethereum. They gave them a free pass. They just let them operate. But all of the CEOs and the head developers and the head investors, these disguised whales, right? All of these guys are on record stating they invested into Ethereum in its ICO stage. ICO stage is initial coin offering. This is just when coins are at their super lowest, right? So you're getting them way before the masses get them. And you're getting them at a price point that is extremely cheaper than when it comes to market. So instantly, when the coin itself is available for the retail investor, us, right, me and you, to invest into it, it's already at an elevated price. For example, something can come out in the ICO stage, and it could be 0.006 of a penny, right? But when it gets to market and everybody else is able to invest in it, it might be at 6 cents, right? 6 pennies. Or it could come out at $1. So when you think about something being 0.006 of a penny and you investing $100, just $100 by itself is enough to give you life-changing money, right? And then something go instantly to $1. This is the game that they've been playing, and they told you guys verbatim in your face, we've been investing since its ICO stage. So these guys were just getting super incentivized. Now, Ethereum is proof of stake, which means they have, this is the consensus mechanism, whoever has the most coins has the biggest say-so, right? So this is where the whole manipulation thing comes into the play. Now, not only did you guys manipulate price, and you continuously do it, now you guys have large holdings of Ethereum, and you're able to manipulate certain things that go on when it comes to approving transactions or validating transactions and adding them in sequential order to the blockchain, right? You're able to make a transaction or perform a transaction. And if you have enough Ethereum, you can literally say, I don't want this transaction to be on the blockchain, and it could be honored. You see where I'm going with this? So imagine what kind of bad transactions can happen, right? More manipulation. This is what happened in the past with the Silk Road. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but during Silk Roads, people were buying arms, legs, body parts, organs, human trafficking. They were just doing the most, right? And it was being paid for with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is why present day, every now and then you'll hear certain regulators or certain senators saying, hey, we don't want proof of stake protocols. We don't want proof of work protocols. Not only are they just inefficient, clunky, they take up too much energy, they're slow, they're too costly, right? But they're also saying this because of its previous history, right? It left a bad taste in everyone's mouth when all of this information became available to the public, right? Why would you support something where people were utilizing this as a method of exchange and they were doing some extremely horrible things, right? You're buying people, right? They were selling blood, they were selling organs, they were doing the most, right? And they do this with the United States dollar, right? So let's not get it confused. But in terms of digital aspect and digital money, this is one of those things that never goes away. So understand, when we've been telling you guys for the longest that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not it, this is just another piece to that, right? I don't know if you guys ever heard this or if this is all new information to you. With anything, just like I tell you guys, just like I do, scrutinize everything. I don't care if it comes from us at Skyton, but you know, from our track record, what we tell you, we can validate, we can bring up receipts, right? We don't just talk this, we really do this. The reason we can talk like this is because we have a proven track record to let you guys know we're always here for your protection, right? We've been in this space and we have time served, and we really been in the trenches, right? We've experienced a lot of stuff that doesn't no longer exist. But what happened is it just grew bigger legs, right? A bigger brain and a bigger body, and it spread. So now we have more people in the space and more bad actors. And these are the times that we're in. This is why we tell you guys, stay away from these DeFi exchanges and things like that, and just keeping your crypto on these exchanges. Just don't do it, right? There's always a method to our madness. But all in all, we just want you guys to understand that, right? This next slide I'm going to show you guys, this is all about Ian Bellina's response. This is his actual Twitter page. So there's a thread going on right now, and of course he doesn't have the money to be able to fight the SEC. So he's and by no means am I supporting this. I'm just showing you guys what's going on, right? Or we as a whole at Skyton, right? We're not supporting this, but Ian Bellina has created a GoFundMe. He also has a He also has a overreach platform that's been set up to where people are able to contribute to his fight against the SEC just because of what's going on with the SEC. And he wants this to be in Ethereum only, right? Crypto contributions, Ethereum only. So this is it. So, you know, if anybody's familiar with this case, or if you wanted to support him, that's on your own. But again, Skyton is not supporting this. I'm just letting you know what's going on with his fight at the moment, right? So this is an official SEC lawsuit. And if you want to contribute to him and help him out or learn more about his story, you can follow him because he's very vocal. So he's been putting out consistent threads about the situation. All right. Next, the Great Exodus. So this has been going on for many years, right? And this has also happened back in the .com era, right? There was a whole bunch of CEOs who got too big for their britches. They were too big in stature, and they had to step down, right? A lot of the reasons was because once these guys get so large in stature and they're able to have such grand influence, these guys are manipulating things to their own benefit. They're taking kickbacks, right? They're being incentivized to do things that the greater good isn't servicing, right? This was only to line the pockets of certain people. So fast forward, Forbes put this article out June 29th. This was the day after my birthday. And of course, we're on top of everything, right? We see all of the different CEOs that were stepping down. But I just want you guys to see this, right? All of these guys were running successful companies. And then all of a sudden, it was a domino effect. One CEO stepped down, another one steps down, another one steps down, and it continued. It began to steamroll. So this is always on the forefront of my mind because when you start to see a lot of these CEOs leave, you have to wonder why, right? If I had to take my own viewpoint and kind of lay it out for everybody, I would personally say a lot of these CEOs are stepping down because a lot of them aren't able to adjust and pivot to what is happening in the world today, right? In terms of finance, in terms of interests of the public and its consumers, right? A lot of these guys are stuck in their old ways because the old way is easy to control and manipulate. The new way is not as easy. Again, you know that the blockchain is immutable. A lot of these transactions that get validated and added to the blockchain, they're there to stay, right? So when it comes to, okay, I want my company to be innovative, I want my company to grow, and I want my company to sustain and be able to have a competitive advantage against my competitors, right? You have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to grow. Everything in this space, in this cryptocurrency space, is dynamic. What may exist today could be gone tomorrow, right? But even the things that die off, there's innovation that comes. There's a newness that sparks, and there's somebody else who's able to come in and do what the last guy couldn't do, but they're able to do it with a certain type of finesse and exactness that gives them that power. Like, hey, we're supposed to be here. That's with any company that exists. I don't care if from Nike to Converse to anything, right? It doesn't matter what market you're in. Blockchain is going to disrupt it. So a lot of these CEOs, these guys are older. When you look at CEOs, these guys are normally in their 60s, 70s. So of course they're not looking ahead. They're not thinking about blockchain. They're not thinking about their products being in the metaverse, right? Things like this. These are certain things that get the board to vote these guys off because they're outdated. They're old. They're like Bitcoin and Ethereum's technology. It's old and antiquated. It's old school, right? So a lot of these guys, they're just not going to be around. And you have to kind of see things for what they are, right? I want you guys to read this article. I'm gonna actually drop this in the chat. I want you guys to read. Okay, got you. Good looking. So do me a favor and do that for all of these, just so they can have it on hand.
Yeah, I got it.
My dog. So I want you guys to just understand a lot of these guys, they're old and they're going to continue to step down. But right now it's happening again, even more frequently. So again, this article was from 6/29. Let me see. This article was from 6/29. I don't have it pulled up, but I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to read this off to you. This blew my mind. I just ran across this yesterday. So in cryptocurrency, check this out. Voyager, CEO resign. Celsius, CEO resigns. Kraken, CEO resigns. Terra, their CEO resigns. MicroStrategy, their CEO resigned. Compute North, their CEO resigned. You see where I'm going with this? Every so often, there's it's what's called a mass exodus, right? This is when you have big CEOs of big companies that have to resign, right? But one thing that all of these companies I just named off have in common is all of them literally used your money as exit liquidity. All of them, every one of these joints, Voyager, Celsius, Kraken, Terra, MicroStrategy, all of them. They all used people's money. Everybody was investing and staking, utilizing DeFi services and products on these platforms. And when the market tanked, I told you guys what these exchanges do and these DeFi platforms do. They invest in other cryptocurrencies. So as they drop, the company, if they're not being ran, these investments aren't being ran by bright minds who know what they're doing, they're losing money in the process. But these guys are playing with a different type of volume and they're playing with your money. They're taking your capital that you're investing into their platform, right? Because again, you do not have control of what happens while it's on that platform. So you can enter into some staking, right? So let's say you stake Bitcoin on one of these platforms. You don't control it, you just staked it. So you're locked in to a staking contract or this staking service for however long you signed up for. While it's on their platform, these guys can do what they want to do with your Bitcoin. So they take your Bitcoin, invest it into other coins, they try to make more money off it. That's what makes these cryptocurrency exchanges strong in foundation, right? Is having more money. But when the market tanked, they lost that power. They lost that foundation. These guys were entering into bad trades and the market was continuously being manipulated back and forth. But some of these guys were unable to capitalize on the gains and get actual wins. So the exchange became functionally insolvent. So while you guys are investing in these platforms and they say, we're halting transactions on Kraken, we're halting transactions on Voyager, we're halting transactions on Celsius, these guys have lost your money. And in order to kind of stop the bleeding or put a Band-Aid over it, they halted all transactions. You no longer have control over your crypto. And then when you least expect it and you're being hopeful, I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to be able to unstake and I'll just secure my money then. Wrong. We've been told you guys this. But the reason people aren't listening is they're hard-headed. They have to go through these losses to be able to truly hear what people are saying. Steve and I, we've done this. We've lost over 300K and that's at these prices, right? We've took these L's to be able to protect you guys. Those L's just became lessons for you. That's why we created these ebooks for you guys to kind of be able to absorb this information and know how to sidestep and navigate. We're not just telling you this for our own good. We're telling you this because these losses happen and they happen frequently, but they happen to the people who are uninformed, unaware, and every single time you put yourself in harm's way, you're going to be harmed. That simple, right? So just so we can say it again, isn't so on record, do not use none of these platforms, none of these exchanges that are offering these DeFi products and services where you have to stake. Buy your coins, put them on a cold storage wallet. That's it. Not your keys, not your cheese. Done deal. All right. So, Wolf, do me a favor, make sure they have this link as well. So this ties into what I was talking about with Gary Gensler saying that they have jurisdiction over all Ethereum transactions. We know that's BS, right? That's them overstepping, but I want you guys to read this article as well. All right. And actually this is the actual article itself. So if you want to take this link, you can drop this in there for them.
We good.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. And then last but not least, so this is the fact sheet, right? The White House actually released its first ever comprehensive framework for responsible development of digital assets. This was done on September 16th. I personally have not dug into this yet, but this is something I wanted all of us to do, right? Connect Wednesdays, you know what we do, right? We take the information that's given to us, and then we pair it with existing information or unseen information, and we connect it, right? We tie up those loose ends. I want you guys to actually dig through this, and we're going to do this as a collective. So on maybe the next Connect Wednesdays, we'll tap back into this, and then we'll be able to connect it as a collective. This is extremely important because this is the first comprehensive framework. So what this means is this is all about cryptocurrency, all about digital assets, and they're trying to lay out the rules, the regulations across all entities, against all people involved in this space, right? Whether you're investors, consumers, your enterprises, governments, government agencies, this is it, right? So this is the beginning of them being able to say, all right, we officially have regulations. We told you guys this was coming and this was going to happen. And here we are in September, they laid it out for us. We're getting ready to experience Red October. So the market is going to drop. We don't know how fast we're going to get these regulations, but this is a great start. So I want us all to dig through this, and we're going to break this down and just ensure that we're all knowledgeable and we kind of know, what to expect. Anytime the White House puts out something, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Anytime they put out these executive orders and things like that, it's always good and it's always bad. The bad a lot of times outweighs the good. So with anything, scrutinize this to the T, every single sentence, right? And then we're going to bring it back home and we're going to connect this. All right. So that's that for today. I think Steve joined the call. I don't know if he on, but
Yo.
what's good, my guy?
I can't call it, man.
My brother in the building, man. You want to talk to him a little bit?
Oh, these CEOs, they taking flight now, right?
Yep.
Now they took the kickball and they're gone. These guys, man. Those guys are the worst. I was telling Champ earlier when I was researching the 90s .com guys, there's a real correlation between the two, because those 90 guys, their egos were huge. These were the first guys like flying private and letting it be known. So I'm seeing the egos and the contrast between the two types of early adopters. So all they really want is their tech companies. They let these guys crash and burn, and they coming in and they're going to swallow them up. Because the tech, there's nothing wrong with the tech. There's everything wrong with how crypto guys ran up the luxury watch market, the luxury car market, right? That was all crypto guys right there. They created a huge demand for Lamborghinis, high-end real estate. So we had about $3.5 trillion whose hands this shit was trading, and nobody had control of this shit. Nah, those guys, they can't get away with that one.
Bad actors, man. This is
because they could have still been making money. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to play that game like that. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, these guys, man. This is the game they play, and it's horrible because it's a reoccurring thing, right? And I was explaining to them earlier. It's just like a lot of these guys, they're not able to pivot. They're not able to kind of transition their old way of thinking, because the old way was what was lining their pockets. Now, when you have this new nascent market coming about, right, and these guys aren't able to manipulate it as much, right, being transactions and things that are going to be sent, all digital is going to be on a blockchain somewhere. a lot of these guys, they're not with it, right? And a lot of times these guys are just old, they're outdated, like their whole styles, their mentality. They're not able to see how this product is going to be done or sold in the metaverse.
Wait,
right?
listen, before you even go that far, I mean, these were the same guys who called the internet a bunch of bullshit too.
Oh, come on.
They've been at this rodeo twice already. These mongers, and these guys have been at this like twice. Two major pivotal points in history where they were like, no way, never. And then they drop a big bag in. So anytime they say that, guys, like, because if it was nothing, they wouldn't even like, be like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like if you say, yo, what do you feel about Snoop Dogg going to Death Row Records? And he'd be like, yo, what are you talking about? So that's how I know we're on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And now you see a lot of the discredit coming into the industry now. So now they rocking you to sleep. We call this exact thing, just like this. They're going to start attacking the credibility of it as they're bringing people in for lawsuits. Then they're going to slide that XRP shit like a fly-by-night might tell him like, yo, the only thing we ask you is do not go on tour with this shit. And then he just be like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's go.
Yep. That's it. Linnell said it at the top of the call. She like, yo, listen, I'm waiting for this boom. I'm waiting for this price appreciation. I'm like, yo, it's coming. It's like it's coming.
Shit, I was mad. I didn't catch another 30-cent entry. Now I'm like, what the fuck?
Me too, Steve. I'm waiting for that 30-something cent to come back.
I don't know if it's coming, man. It's like this is the new resistance right now.
That's it. Yeah, we have
this shit is a legit stable coin. Like it will get to where it's getting to, and it will stay there.
That's it. So now you understand when we say it's going to be a high price stable coin, it's showing you in real time what it's been doing in the past. So when that price skyrocket for various reasons, we're going to talk about that in the 1%. Y'all are going to understand it's going to get to where it's going to get to, and it's going to hover. It's going to stay there. It did that to me and said, yeah, absolutely. Spencer know what time it is when they hit that 368. I mean, at $3.86.
Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I had a big ass bag of that shit.
Straight up. Yo, real talk.
I did not liquidate none of it.
You ain't alone.
I think everybody looked at it. Some dudes might have cashed out though, because that number was big.
Nah. One of my partners, he was able to catch it, but he's self-custody. My stuff was on Coinbase at the time. That's why we tell you, you know what I mean? You can't control that. Listen, I'm gonna share this, and I'm a kind of fall back. Listen, if you got your crypto on an exchange, I'm telling you this happened in real time. I can see the value of my account looking at CoinMarketCap. I see it. I'm doing the math as I'm running down the flight line to get to a computer because I'm thinking my computer and everything is just like not working. So I try to get down. I'm on my phone using the Wi-Fi. I'm in Afghanistan. So I try to run to the compound to use the official network. Try to log in, and mind you, I log into Coinbase every single day, right? Logging in, cannot get to my account. Coinbase does this, and listen, every single time since then, anytime a price of anything ran up, whether it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever, right? I watched this happen. The prices will run up. I can't log into Coinbase. Coinbase shuts down. The reason being is they don't want to cash you out. They don't want to cash you out. These guys are using your bread to make more money anyway. But when this joint runs up, they probably don't even have the liquidity on hand to be able to cash you out. And everybody's doing this at one time. What is that called? A bank run, right? So I was experiencing this back then. Steve, I didn't even know Steve back then, but I'm almost 1,000% sure he's seen the same thing, right? Everybody who was in there, this was clear as day. Now, present day, what's happening? You guys are doing the same thing, not knowing, investing in all of these platforms, and they all went to zero. They all used your bread and treated you for the exit liquidity. That's it. You was sheep. They was wolves. Right? That's why we tell you this. I'm done though. I'm done, man. Y'all not hearing me. Like, this is real, man. This is gonna save you a lot of heartache and headache. I think most of the people here that's not new right? That didn't come from Rad's group, and this is like our core group that's been here. Y'all kind of understand what's going on. But anybody else new or anybody in the that's new to this, please, I'm begging you, right? Do not be a victim. You don't have to be, right? It's ways that you can navigate and be safe out here. That's that. Oh, I was sick of this.
Yo, the CEOs are leaving the building, guys. They stepping down like it's no tomorrow. They stepping down during a recession. Them boys, they got some answering to do though. I hear what's his name? They got him over to Interpol. South Korea needs him back.
Duquan?
He probably do some major dues out of some bread too.
What?
You know that, right?
Come on, man. This guy here, man. That guy was nasty work. That was Bernie Madoff. That was the new Bernie Madoff. People was
Nah,
mad at me because I said
he made off 3 times. He reinvented the joint 3 times and ran them all up.
crashed him every time.
Spence, that guy that's the guy right there. If there's ever a story about crypto, he's the guy.
Straight up. Nah, that's definitely a big connect move.
Oh, times 3 times. He did it 3 times, guys. I pushed it too. I'm like, yo, we could run it up. This last one running up though.
It worked. Even when we was giving the calls, like it worked. People made bread. I was one of them, right? That call worked, but that's one of those roll of dice. This got to be strategic. It's a hop in and hop out. That wasn't one of them things like, yo, we told you to invest and stay in it forever. You know what I mean? If you made that call to do that on your own, that's on you, right? But hopefully everybody secure profits because Steve Cole was spot on. Like, I mean, spot on. He gave the call. I remember it being like 7 at night. By the next morning, everybody was bombing. Yo, I made such and such. I made a couple hundred. I made this. I made a couple thousand. It's like, yo, you secured your profits, got right out. That was money for you to buy the spots.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Straight up. This LUNC play though, nasty work. I don't know what they doing. They manipulating the hell out of that joint. Because it was just running up.
I'm out of that one. That's
Yeah.
him. He's doing the most with that thing, man.
Yeah,
That kid's he might as well just go for the gusto.
Let me see what the price is right now, man.
Nah, there ain't no volume going through that. They got dudes. Yo, the TikTok is crazy, guys. I don't know how many are really active over there, but that shit is bugged out. But they're super engaging. They're super engaging over there.
This is crazy, man. They at 0.75 billion for the volume for the day. That's wild.
USDC is they're about to have a lion's share of money coming in.
USDC doing some big things, man. Our call was spot on. We told y'all this is going to be the government approved stablecoin. They got a lot going on. That's impacting a lot of different nations financially. So if you've been paying attention and you're doing your work, you kind of know where we going with this.
Yeah, guys, we working on some stuff behind the scenes, so I can't wait to like really release this stuff when it comes to fruition. But this one's gonna be big.
Big facts.
This one's gonna be big. Listen, we keep telling y'all get in position. I know y'all see what we see. It can't just be us anymore. Because think about it, champ. 10 years ago, forget it. Forget it. That was after the 18 crash. Like nothing ever really came back until like the last 2 years. There was no excitement. That was like the going to watch the Harlem Globetrotters. It's like, nah, I'm over that one. Like the thought of it is cool, but then I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Nah, that's real.
Shit, not even real, man.
So
it's actually more ridiculous to me now.
So tell me this, right? So all of this that's going on right now, and we setting up for Red October. How nasty do you think this is going to be? How nasty, how red and bloody is this market going to look, in your opinion?
25%.
Yeah, I don't think we get murdered like that. I think some projects just go away, like people would just be completely out of it.
Yep.
But I think them top dogs, it's some new blood coming in.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Because Bitcoin at 18 is like, that's a number. They know they got one run in them, because all you need is $3.5 trillion to be stupid. They have to run it up before regulations. You got to rob the bank one more time.
And we looking at regulations. I think they said what, February, March of next year at latest.
Man, there's already regulations, man.
First quarter.
They doing whatever they want, man.
Yeah.
Regulations to them is just them insuring the money. They just need to know what exchange is going to have the insurance, and then it's ball game from there.
And November 8th is midterm elections. So, you know, they going to run it back up before then. They got to make it look good.
And Fed Now is launching, so they're going to make you feel like they have something. That shit is just Zell, man. Stop. Come on, guys. Come on, man. We've been on instant transfers. What are y'all talking about right now? Only you guys do that. You know, only y'all do that with the tax payments and all that shit. Like, come on, man.
Real talk.
Cut them checks.
Yo, listen, Steve.
Fed Now.
I'm about to drop the TikTok. Listen, Steve been over there bombing. He been on their necks behind this. You know what I mean? Just battling with the people. And it's crazy because most of these people are trolls, right? They're not engaging to truly understand where we coming from or the information, period. These guys are literally just coming on to kind of like troll, period. So Steve is over there bombing. It's hilarious. Like, listen, I be having to take the back seat. Like, yo, this guy is going crazy over there. And it's all educational, right? So if you on TikTok, you know what I mean? Definitely give us a follow. Definitely. Let me drop that.
Oh, yo, we have a self-guided boot camp. So there's been a lot of requests for that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And you can get the affiliate link for it. So if you want to bring it back to your network. But Tom, don't take like 2 months to get through it. Like the time is now, guys. I don't know if y'all see what I'm seeing, but they about to hit the light switch on us.
Listen, man, if y'all know like we know, y'all better get right.
If you see all that volume in the stock market, them long puts, like December, there's contracts. I seen $88 contracts out there, guys. Like, them guys got strong conviction. And Mother Nature's working its thing. All the ancestors, they're gonna start bombing. Them joints is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
They coming up this season.
Oh nah, that's a fact though.
Okay.
Oh man, Jonathan Neal, you ain't getting that boot camp yet? Oh man, bro.
Nah, he actually just sent Jonathan, hit me, Steve, the admin on Discord, please. Your name didn't match, and I needed to be sure that the numbers, the 4-digit numbers were off.
Hurricane Ian is gonna move crypto. I mean, yeah. I mean, shit, it's gonna move it down. It's gonna be part of the Red October. It'll come back though. It's definitely gonna be back. But
I don't know, man. Could institutional guys kind of like keep this on their back? Just put the volume,
I don't know. Where we at right now? Let me see. So we at Mark it down.
Yeah, but I'm
So we
listen, I was just jumping on to really say what up to y'all.
for you.
Yeah, I got to get to it. There's stock calls tomorrow. Yeah, stocks are pretty hot today. I'm off the shit though, man. This stuff is like, yeah, not bored by the way. This game is terrible, man. I just want to opt out of this shit, man. Like, this shit is just stupid. You don't know whether to have cash on hand or gold coins.
Yo, listen.
This Nintendo cartridges. I don't know what the fuck going on. Yo, I'm just being real easy right now. I just got a bird feeder. I'm feeding birds. They come by the window all day.
Oh,
like,
lit.
I'm being real honest with y'all.
Yeah,
Like, that's the
lit,
shit I'm on right now. I got squirrels running up on the bird food. There's a whole thing that's happening in nature, man. I'm off this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all might want to get off this train too once in a while.
My guy over there, he the animal whisperer, man. Real talk. Yo.
No, I'm telling you, man, this shit is like, that shit's just good for me now because I can start really getting this lab and you know, like, it's like, yo, how many ARs right now? You know, like, I don't want to have to go there.
Right.
You know, but I do need a couple of them long joints.
Oh nah, real spill.
Yeah, like a rocket launcher, that type of shit.
Couple of little fire launches, little MPX 400s, you know.
Yeah.
All that good.
Silo, right? Remember we looked up that word silo?
Real talk.
This is what these guys are preparing for, man. These guys are burning shit down. They're gonna leave us out here to try to figure this shit out, right? They said police aren't here to serve and protect you. All right. Now they got purge laws. Okay, I see where this is going, guys. All right, I keep playing.
Right.
They're not even coming. And if they come, they said they're only gonna write a ticket. So it's up to you.
Wow, man.
Like, all right, well, you ain't gonna get too far. Come pick this dude up.
Straight up.
And this is where it's going. Now I have to figure this shit out all day, man. Did y'all see the list of shit that these motherfuckers can get away with? No way. You are bugging. They not even talking about no petty crime shit like kidnapping in Chicago. What? Oh man.
Yeah, they on a different type of time, man.
I'm out. Listen, I'll be out of that city.
Yep. It's called the Safety Act. And for those of you who don't know, man, aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, I think it was kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder.
Second degree.
The threat.
Just forget murder. Just like they so specific with the shit. Like,
word. A non-detainable offense starting January 1st. This is real. Yeah, this is a real act.
This is a purge. Yeah, we laughing, man. And right when Ring doorbell about to come out, right? That's through Amazon, through MGM. They got all the Ring footage. They about to release a show. It's supposed to be huge. Think about all the shit that Ring sees. They own your data. Look at that thing. Yo,
real spill. You see the man, it's like real life purge law going on. This is wild out here.
You can't make this up, man.
Straight up.
Yo, what year is this article? Yo, we're gonna look back. Our kids are probably gonna be like, yo, what the fuck was y'all doing in 2020? Like, we were trying to hold this shit together. What were we? Yo, this shit is like a movie.
And 2020 was wild, but 2022 ain't hold up. They ain't holding no punches. 2022 said, hold my drink.
Yeah. The pandemic was easy. This shit right here is crazy.
Yo,
23, the lid blows off, and then we on the ride at that point.
We on the go. That's all you gotta do. You gotta make it through. Yo, before I forget, everybody, make sure you go grab a little bit of cash to have cash on hand how to get bank accounts. In Australia, I forget the name of the bank. I'll pull it up in a second. There's an actual bank, and the bank was basically saying that they're halting all withdrawals. It's called ANZ, Alpha November Zulu, right? It says a planned outage will occur from 6 p.m. Friday, the 30th of September, Sydney, Melbourne time, to 9 a.m. Wednesday, the 5th of October. So these guys are going to have a blackout from the 30th of September to the 5th of October. And it says during this time, you will not be able to transact or access online services for your account. We apologize for any inconvenience. Like, I need y'all to understand. It's like, yo, when we say this, we not just pulling this out of clear sky. Like, it's happening around the world, and it's not the first time. It happened in China. Like, you were seeing it. It was happening in multiple cities and in countries, and it's going to continue to happen. So just make sure y'all got cash on hand. I'm not telling you to go empty your whole bank account, right, and cause a bank run, but just make sure you have some cash on hand just in case, because you don't know what's going to happen. And these storms is coming through.
They don't have it. You got to order it. You got to order it. It could take up to 3 days. They don't have to give it to you right away. Oh, I know.
Straight up.
You got to order it. And then some of my people, he sold his crib, and he had a large chunk of change come in, and he had to spread that shit out through various accounts, because the insurance is only going to get you but so far. But yeah, they keep playing with these digital laws and shit. These guys they a lot smarter than we think. They up to something, man. I just find it hard that they're that dumb.
Yep.
They up to something.
These guys know what time it is, man. They know what it is. And we already told you on previous Doc Connects, man. These guys gonna play with your paper, man. They gonna do this.
Well, listen, I just needed to come through and just touch y'all real quick, champ. You could take them out.
Yeah, my guy.
I'm back in the lab.
Listen, after I hit the end button, man, I'm right back with you. Let's get it.
This is a uniform right here.
You know,
everybody that ordered is getting shipped too. This
Yeah,
the uniform. Hoodies, sweatshirts.
Let's go.
All right, I'm out.
Y'all get ready to do winter stuff like sweatshirts?
We doing all that. Ski
Okay.
masks, you name it. Let's go.
Look, silk bonnets, oversized joints.
Everything. Ledger holders.
Magazine covers.
All
Yeah,
of it.
let's do it. Let's get to it.
All of it. All of it. Gold coin. We got exchange value with it. Now they talking about living out at sea. Living out at sea. I'm cool, man. I am good. Don't have me out here. We can bring them things on the boat, maybe.
What? Listen, they cover.
You're not gonna have me out here naked in the middle of nowhere.
I got you. I got you.
No guns, no nothing.
Just send up the bat signal, man. We there. Let's get it.
Straight up at sea. I better start, rethink what you want to do with this money when it comes in, man. Do not play around with these guys. You will not be found. Your wallet would be cleared out. Playing around with these dudes. There's no money out there. There is absolutely no money. Oh, I got a backup to Coinbase. I've just been testing it out. We got to have a backup.
Okay. You gonna save it for the next go?
Yeah, next go.
All right.
drop All right,
My guy. So look, y'all. As promised, I'm gonna shake. Steve is already off. That concludes episode 11 of Dot Connect Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Don't forget, everybody, dig in to that framework, this fact sheet right here. And I'm sharing this still for a reason so you guys can see it. Listen, if you didn't get the link before, I already know Wolf dropped it for you. Everybody dig into this. Do your research, read it, on your free time. And then on our next episode, which is going to be episode 12, we're going to revisit this, break this down. We're going to decipher the pros and cons, and, we're going to see what we can uncover as a collective. We want to bring y'all actually in on Dot Connect. And it's not just going to be me and Steve. We want to kind of kind of influence you guys to start doing this on your own, right? If you're not already. But definitely it was a pleasure. Love y'all. Appreciate all y'all for joining. Follow us on TikTok. We got that TikTok joint jumping over there. Way more content and engagement going on over there than Instagram. Because the Skype page on Instagram, they got us shadow banned. So, you know, anytime you're talking about financial literacy and you know, trying to do something right for the people, you know what I mean? They either gonna charge you for it or they gonna shadow ban it, right? So it is what it is. And yo, do not get scammed, guys. There's mad fake pages that keep popping up of us, and I'm pretty sure they inboxing y'all. I promise you, you guys have direct access to us right in the Discord, right? Some of y'all actually have our personal numbers. If any of these guys is talking about, hey, hello, what's up? Like, we don't even talk like that, right? So if any of these guys is messaging you, talking this crazy corny stuff, and they trying to scam you and scheme you, if you know you're not already following us, like, cancel them immediately, because we're not going to message you, right? We're just not gonna do it. And even in the chat, Kiara, she peeped, you know what I mean? Eduardo saying, like, it's a bunch of people who kind of notice, they know what's going on, and y'all know y'all have access to us. Do not let somebody fake you out. Don't get so comfortable with knowing us and knowing you have access to us that you just automatically assume, yeah, that's Champ, yeah, that's Steve. So like we told y'all on a previous call, somebody got hit for 15,000, right? So the scheme works, right? If you let it. So imagine when these guys are doing social engineering and they sending links, random links to your phone, and instead of you looking and checking, you know, who this came by, or just simply ignoring it and deleting it, like, nah, I don't know who this is, I'm not clicking on that link. You guys blindly click the link, and as soon as you click the link, now you got malware, spyware all on your devices. They might be able to hack your phone. They hack your phone, they hack your cloud, right? And anything that's in your cloud, you know what I mean? Now they can blackmail you. You know what I mean? You might have some, you know, illicit pictures of yourself or your significant other or whatever, right? Pertinent data, you know what I mean? Pictures of certain things that you need that are irreplaceable. Like, these guys can hack this stuff. It's cyber warfare. This is what's going on. So don't think hacks is just happening in the crypto space. It happens all over at all turns. So it's your job to just be secure and know what you guys are doing, right? So if you haven't already, everybody who took the boot camp inside the Ultimate Guide to Securing Yourself to Crypto, make sure you guys read that. If you have read it already, double back and read it again, just because you need a refresher. These are the times when things is going to get nasty and it's going to get worse. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, just trying to make sure you guys are ultra prepared. This is what we do. But again, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Always 100 as I know y'all to be. You know what I mean? And we're going to do this again. Episode 12 on the way. Love y'all. Peace.